Yes, you can. Even without fancy equipment or anyone else to help, you can create a cinematic vlog. Let me explain. Achieving a cinematic quality is all about nailing three main things: close-up shots, smooth motion, and transition technique that are not exactly how we see things in real life. That is what I used to believe, but not anymore. There was a point when I had to reconsider what cinematic really means. Take a look at these shots from movies that won the Academy Award for Best Cinematography. Many of them do not rely heavily on extreme camera movements, close-ups, or complicated transition to look beautiful and cinematic, yeah? So, what is it that actually contributes to cinematic quality? Let's talk about that.
Is there anything interesting up there?
It seems like it's about what we all have in common:
Don't go there.
the feeling or the mood. Think about the moment you watch a movie. Why, when a character feels isolated or lonely, you somehow feel the same way too. But when the character feels at peace, why do you feel at peace as well? It doesn't seem like it's all just about the acting. Different things work together to make a shot feel cinematic. For example, have you ever wondered why, when it comes to dramatic moments, when a character is going through internal conflict, tough time, the setting often is in a room with low lighting, nighttime, or a rainy scene? Check out these two shots I filmed at different locations and at different times. This one looks more beautiful and feels more cinematic, right? Let's break down. This shot doesn't evoke any emotion, but in this shot, it gives off a more hopeful feeling compared to the other shot. You can feel a sense of hope, like there is a possibility of meeting again after this goodbye. Part of the reason is the warm sunlight tone you can see more clearly here. So generally, when filming outdoors, shooting during golden hour like shortly after sunrise or before sunset, you can create more positive, uplifting, and nostalgic atmosphere. It also makes the shot feels more intimate. For example, the goodbye in the ending scene of Fast and Furious 7. It's not just visually appealing, but also deeply emotional. And this applies to not only outdoor scenario, but indoor as well. The quality of natural light in a location can enhance the beauty of a shot. Take these two shots as example. In both, I position myself next to a window, but shot at different times of the day. The one where I waited for the sunlight to come through the window not only made the room feel warmer, more cozy, but also made my face look nicer as well. For this example, one noticeable difference is also here, in which it not appears in the other shot. Imagine you have a blank white paper and now you decide to paint red on it. The empty white part of the paper is called negative space. It might look simple, but it actually makes the red color pop and look even more special, more important. The negative space really helps when you want to show feelings of isolation, being alone, thinking deeply, and the freedom. Kind of like seeing birds flying in a big open sky. You can sense that feeling, right? And for this scenario, the negative space here make the composition more pleasing as well. This is one of the key elements for creating a cinematic shot. Composition is like deciding what to include in the shot, what you don't want to include in the shot, where you want people to look at. You basically tell your story with the way that you arrange things. Also, it's about where we would like to position ourselves. Right here or right here. There are many approaches to composition. For example, the balance. It feels even and not too heavy on one side. Or using things in the environment to frame yourself. And rule of third. This is like having a tic-tac-toe board on your screen. And now you position yourself where the lines cross or along the lines. This can make the shot look more interesting. And now the problem is that this shot alone might not give the full cinematic experience. That is when the sequence comes into play. Sequence is like a bunch of shots put together to tell your story. Variety of shots is needed, and this is where you apply different camera perspectives. For example, this one, establishing shot. It's like saying this is where the story begins, before zooming in on the character or specific action. And then close-up shot, zooming in on something important. And next, the concluding shot is like saying this is how it all turned out. And with wide shot, by zooming out to show the bigger picture, it feels like the story is coming to the end. If you have made it this far, thank you so much for consider choosing this video, clicking on this video and watching it until this point. My goal is to basically show you that it doesn't have to be complicated to start filming yourself. All you need is just your camera. It can be simple. Camera doesn't have to be fancy. Most of the footages that you see in this video is from Sony a6400. Some may say that it's outdated already, but you absolutely don't need to feel intimidated by the idea that you need to have expensive camera, expensive gears in order to achieve cinematic look, in order to have that beautiful looking shots. You can see many examples on YouTube that some people shoot with iPhone and they still can achieve cinematic look. So what we can learn from this, camera gears might not be the main thing here. All you need is just some decent camera, and that can be a good starting point for you to practice. And when it comes to filming ourselves by ourselves with no help, no fancy gears, no gimbal, no nothing besides the tripod and the camera, there are something that we cannot achieve, right? We cannot have the camera movement that can contribute to cinematic feel. But let's focus on what we can control. There are plenty elements that we can control, like composition. We can choose to be in the setting that enhance our story context. We can choose what time of the day that we will film ourselves so that we can get the best of natural light. And we can also control the camera perspective. We can control all that with different perspectives add in the sequence. We can also create the cinematic vlog as well. In fact, if you notice, most shots from the movie that look cinematic, looks cool, look wow, most of the shots are static and it looks pretty, look beautiful, and it can tell story. It can convey emotion, and I think that is the key to cinematic shot. It's not only just pretty to look at, but it provokes emotions among us as audience. And that's it. That's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for consider clicking on this video again. Thank you so much for watching. And if you have any questions, if you have any suggestions for this channel, please let me know in the comments below. I would really appreciate it. And again, don't get intimidated by the idea that you need expensive gears to get cinematic look. Have a good day, guys. See you in the next one. Bye.